Hello everybody, it's Emery48 here and welcome back to another Star Wars video. Today we are going back into the Canon Timeline with the book Tarkin by James Luceno. It takes place in 14 PBY, which is the same year as the short story Mercy Mission. It is found in Star Wars The Rise of the Empire, which I got for $9, which had 2 novels and 3 short stories. Chapter 1, The Measure of a Man. Sounds like a Muppets intro. Moff Tarkin is in command of Sentinel Base, which is on a moon near where the Death Star is being constructed. He has been informed that another base, Rampart, which is nearby and used to ship components to the Death Star, is under attack. Now, Death Star is not the term used in the book. It is a Imperial battle station, I believe is the term used, but Death Star is the name I'm going to use. Chapter 2, Blows Against the Empire. Tarkin studied the data coming in from Rampart Base, suspecting it to be false. Then Sentinel Base came under attack from a ship that launched Droid fighters. Sentinel Base successfully fended off the attack, but do not know who was behind it because the capital ship fled, abandoning its Droid fighters. Chapter 3, Cold Case. All ships utilized in the attack were hand-me-downs from salvaged Separatist ships. Masameda called Tarkin, telling him Emperor Palpatine has ordered him to come to Coruscant. Chapter 4, A Boy's Life. A flashback to Tarkin's upbringing on Eridu and the start of his survival and military training in the wildlands of the planet by his grand uncle, Jova. Chapter 5, Predicity. On the way to Coruscant, Tarkin relieved an ensign of duty for his spice use and its impact on his duties. Tarkin had begun his space combat training at 16. By 18, he solved the pirate problem on Eridu, helping capture the pirate leader, sending her and the crew to die in the system's sun. Chapter 6, Imperial Center. Tarkin has arrived on Coruscant, being greeted by Masameda. Palpatine had introduced himself to Tarkin when he was a cadet in Academy. Palpatine was the senator of Naboo at the time and took Tarkin under his wing politically. Tarkin's first mission with Jedi was on Halcyon, at least a decade before the Clone Wars. When the troubles started between the Separatists and Republic, Tarkin went to learn politics from Palpatine so he could protect his home world of Eridu. Tarkin is going to meet with Darth Vader before Palpatine. Chapter 7, Masters of War. Tarkin and Vader discussed the progress of the Death Star before Tarkin speaks with Palpatine. Tarkin and Palpatine discuss the attack on Sentinel Base and Death Star progress. Chapter 8, The Emperor's New Spies. After their private meeting, Tarkin and Palpatine went to a meeting with top Imperial military advisors. Chapter 9, As Above, So Below. Palpatine told Vader he and Tarkin will travel to Marcana to investigate communications devices that have been found there. Palpatine's rise to Chancellor coincided with Tarkin's rise to Governor, which Palpatine assisted with. These both weakened the Valorum family. Dooku had visited Tarkin on Eridu multiple times, trying to bring him into the Separatist alliance. Chapter 10, A Better Womp Rat Trap. Vader and Tarkin have arrived on Marcana and have started investigating the communications devices. Chapter 11, Fair Game. Vader and Tarkin have been tricked. The stormtroopers delivered the devices to the Carrion Spike, which is Tarkin's ship. Some stormtroopers and the captain were found shot, and the Carrion Spike was gone. Tarkin and Vader have blackmailed a local crime lord to get use of his ship to chase after the Carrion Spike. Chapter 12, Burying the Lead. Teller, Salak, Dr. Artoz, Kala, Anora, and Hask stole the Carrion Spike. The ship Vader and Tarkin have procured caught up to the Carrion Spike as they went to jump into hyperspace. Once they got control of the ship, Vader killed the crime lord, and with help from the stormtroopers, they eliminated the crime syndicate base. Chapter 13, Soft Targets. Palpatine has been informed of the Carrion Spike's seizure. Vader and Tarkin's acquired ship, the Predator, followed the Carrion Spike through hyperspace to the Fiel system, then also to Galadrin, where the Carrion Spike was attacking an Imperial base. It also heavily damaged the Predator, leaving it floating dead in space. The crew aboard the Carrion Spike found Vader's meditation chamber, which they expect is how Vader was able to track them through hyperspace. The meditation chamber has been jettisoned. Vader and Tarkin suspect their next target is Nam Chorios, which houses a mining colony and Imperial prison facility. Chapter 14, A Case of Do or Die. The Carrion Spike's next target was Tagco mining operations on Lukazek. Tag is an Imperial general. Vader and Tarkin have determined the carrion spike will refuel and attack either Gromus or Findar. Chapter 15, Negative Capability. Vader had ships sent to Gromas. The carrion spike knows of the personnel move. The carrion spike refueled at Findar, and the administrator updated Tarkin, who had warned the station of their likely arrival. Once fueled, a force that included Vader and Tarkin arrived at Findar, launching an attack on the carrion spike. The administrator ignored Tarkin's order, causing chaos by launching more fighters. This allowed the carrion spike to escape again. The fuel station blew up. Chapter 16, Hazard Mitigation. The carrion spike had left a bomb that detonated the fuel station. The Empire is now able to track the carrion spike, knowing it has moved coreward. In the expansion region, near Thustra and Aquarius, Palpatine wants to speak with the ISB case officer that ordered for an investigation to the Mercana communication devices. Chapter 17, Zero Defects. The new tracking beacon was found on the carrion spike. Vader and Tarkin were tricked into thinking the carrion spike was headed for Obroa Sky. They only trapped a random wanted ship and many civilian ships, destroying the wanted ship and some collateral damage on some civilian ships. Vader wants to interrogate all of the civilian ships, expecting one of them to be linked to the carrion spike. The Empire knows the carrion spike is working with someone, but they do not know who. Chapter 18, Hung Upside Down. Tarkin and Vader interrogate the captain of the Reticent. The ship had come from where the carrion spike was, and this ship is a suspected collaborator. The info about the communication devices was sent to the ISB from someone posing as Imperial military intelligence. Chapter 19, Footprints. Tarkin has figured out who is in the crew behind the heist of the carrion spike, as well as Knots, who Tarkin believes is coordinating the group from afar. Tarkin also believes all of this is a wild goose chase that will end with an attack of Sentinel Base. All involved want revenge against the atrocity Tarkin was behind on Antar 4, just as the Clone Wars ended, asserting Imperial dominance on the Separatist world, even if it meant killing those that had been fighting for the Republic during the war. The carrion spike made an attempted attack on an Imperial base on Nuain. It seems like their source betrayed them because the Imperials, coordinated by Vice Admiral Rancid, fought them off without allowing the carrion spike to fire a single time. They have now fled, but have a lot of damaged systems. Chapter 20, The Carrion Spike. Tarkin explained to Vader the backstory of the carrion spike's name and his final trial in his wilderness training as a teenager. Chapter 21, Dissolution. Vader and Rancid were waiting in the system where the carrion spike emerged. Empty. Vader is having Rancid killed for being the one to work with the rebels. Rancid will be put in an escape pod, ejected from the ship, and blown out of the sky. The rebels have regrouped to the warship that originally attacked Sentinel Base. Their target is a convoy bringing material to the building project near Sentinel Base, although they know no more than it is a weapon platform being constructed. Tarkin aboard the Executrix, his new Star Destroyer, arrived as the battle between rebels and convoy had already begun. Tarkin won the battle, wanting to send a boarding party onto the ship. One ship, most likely Teller's fighter, was able to escape the battle to hyperspace. The Empire has arrested Honora Hask, Dr. Artos, and Knots. Chapter 22, Red, in Tooth and Claw. After 3 weeks of interrogations, the rebels were executed. Palpatine, Vader, and Tarkin met. Tarkin has been promoted to Grand Moff and is in charge of the entire Outer Rim, and will be the overseer of the Death Star project. Tarkin embarked on a tour of the Outer Rim, his new territory. This tour included Eridu and the Carrion Plateau. Teller followed him there, attempting to assassinate Tarkin, but he fell into a trap Tarkin built in his youth that Jova had remade. Tarkin made Teller a deal. If he could survive and escape the Carrion, then Tarkin would tell Teller what the Empire was building at Geonosis. After completing his tour of the Outer Rim, Tarkin toured the Death Star. That is all I have for the novel Tarkin. I enjoyed the book. It is cool seeing the backstory and the darkness within Grand Moff Wilhuff Tarkin and how he got to that position. It is one of those books that when you use a lot of names like Tarkin, Vader, Palpatine, pre A New Hope, and a lot of rebel names that aren't in A New Hope, you kind of know the result of the characters by the end of the book. But it was interesting to see how they got there. There was bits in the middle that felt a little repetitive, But overall, I did enjoy the book. Let me know your thoughts on Tarkin down in the comments below. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.